Today I am taking you to Izu. This is where I grew up. When I was little, I thought this is such a boring place to live because there's not much to do. It's not a big city. But coming back years later, after living in a desert, this is such a wonderful place to live. So much nature, so much green everywhere. This is the closest restaurant from the house I grew up and where my parents live now. It's a minute away by walk, and they specialize in fried food. Oh my god, that's one of my favorite food. They also have a breakfast. This is a typical Japanese traditional breakfast. This is a cognac jelly. I picked grape, one of my favorite flavors. Cognac is a root vegetable. You find it a lot in Japan because it has a low calorie, but because it's a jello form, you eat it and it fills up your tummy, but without consuming too much calories. This is Fujiya, one of the famous and biggest cake dessert chain in Japan. This is my favorite from Fujiya, and also it's been around for a long time. It's called the Pekochan no Hoppe, and the literal translation is kind of freaky. I realized that after I explained it to my friend. Ko is the girl right there on the package, and the chan is when you're calling somebody young, you add chan to their name, and hoppe is cheek. It is freaky if you're thinking about eating somebody's cheek, but it is named because it's really fluffy as her cheek, and it's a half round sponge cake filled with custard. They also have different flavors, but the custard is the original. So good. This is melon pan, melon bread, filled with a custard and whipped cream from Lawson, which is one of the convenience stores. Here's my absolute favorite cake, Mont Blanc. It's actually originated from Italy. It is the dessert of a sweetened chestnut puree topped with whipped cream. The name comes from Mont Blanc. It looks like the snow-capped mountain. This is steamed cheese bread using the cheddar cheese from Hokkaido. It is bread, but it's more like a dessert, super fluffy, super soft, and often it is in the refrigerated section, and it is better after being chilled. Here's Baskin Robbins in Japan. Here it's actually called 31 ice cream because there are 31 flavors, and compared to US, they have the original typical flavors as well as so many other flavors that keeps evolving, it happens a lot with any other products in Japan. The trends come and go really quickly. On top of that, there are seasonal flavors as well. They also have ice cream cake. They look so freaking cute. I love matcha, so whenever I see matcha flavored dessert, I have to try it. When you hear mochi, a lot of people think about this, the mochi with ice cream inside. I love this dessert. This has been around for a long time. Vanilla ice cream covered with thin mochi. This is akafuku, one of the famous desserts from Nagoya area. It is the mochi covered with red bean paste without bean shells. When there's shells in there, it's called tsubuan, and if there's not, it's called koshian, and this is koshian. Here's another melon bread. There's nothing inside, and it's pretty typical that there's nothing inside of it. And fun fact, it is called a melon bread, but there's no melon in it. It's just that it's mimicking the texture of the outer melon fruit on top of the bread, so it is really crispier and more crunchy because it's covered with the cookie dough. instead of just bread dough. I went to Moss Burger the other day and I wanted to try that ebi chili, the shrimp chili sauce burger. The Japanese love shrimp, so there are a lot of, it's pretty typical to have the shrimp patty on the fast food menu. It was delicious. I had to stop at this Japanese dessert store to buy some souvenirs for our friend that we were going to visit, and here this is what we're famous, the inoshishi monaka. It is the boar shaped dessert filled with bean paste. This one's tubulan, so there's outer shell and a little bit of a puree in it. I also got dorayaki for myself. It is like a pancake sandwich filled with bean paste, red bean paste. This one says has a butter in it. Oh my god, it was so good. Very good. Dorayaki. There's red bean paste and then the butter inside of these two pancakes. Delicious. Enough with the dessert. In Japanese supermarket, there are so many options for prepared food. I mean, look at this. You see some empty spaces, but it was all filled. Here are some nostalgic snacks. Each item only costs for like 10 cents, or up to maybe like 90 cents. I remember after school stopping at the little store and getting these snacks. And you can buy so many things by just having 100 yen. And here's a plate of non-sweet, non-snack, the actual meal. This might not look appetizing to some people, but it is sesame seed tofu. It is a little bit more stickier than normal tofu. And it has a miso paste sauce on top of it. Here's one of the traditional savory snack, senbei, the rice cracker. It is so crunchy. I went to Family Mart, which is another convenience store in Japan, and they got this crepe dessert and this savory snack called Jakariko. The crepe was the only their seasonal, but it was not as good as I expected. I love this Jakariko. It is a fried potato sticks. It's super crunchy, and jaga means potato, and they keep expanding different flavors, but also they have the originals as well, which are like salt flavored to cheese and so on. Oh my god, Papico! It is a coffee and chocolate flavored ice cream in a stick, but it's more like a slushy. Here is a Tempura Soba noodle lunch set I had. This is one of my favorite snacks. I used to eat even for breakfast. It's a waffle stick with the cheese inside. It's sweet and savory. One thing I missed most about Japanese food was the variety of fish that you can get here in Japan. I found it at 7-Eleven, so I had to grab it. It's called shishamo, and it's just really tiny fish.